So have you ever had a crush on someone and wondered what they were like in bed? You were probably told by an astrologer to look up their Mars sign to figure out what their sex drive is. Or maybe you boasted about your own Mars sign to showcase what you're like in bed. But what if I told you that you were actually looking at the planets wrong and that Venus, not Mars, is actually the ruler of the birds and the bees? Hi guys, I'm Ivy from 0 Degrees Taurus. I'm currently studying to become a certified astrologer, and I am here to help you navigate the fortune of your lives. So in this video, you will learn what planet rules intimacy in the bedroom. Is it Mars, the conqueror, or Venus, the peacemaker? So let's get started. Modern astrology teaches that the planet that rules the birds and the bees is Mars. So Mars is said to govern a person's sexual energy, their sex drive, or what they're actually like in bed. This is because sex is viewed as an arena to unleash built-up sexual energy, akin to a blank canvas and a can of paint being the perfect arena for someone to unleash their creative energy. However, the modern association of Mars to sex is actually rooted in patriarchal beliefs about sex. Under patriarchy, sex is viewed as a tool of war. People use sex in order to assert their dominance over another person. So men enact sex upon their wives and RAPE upon their enemies. So in that way, men and women do not have sex with each other. Men enact sex upon women. So this explains why the number of partners that a woman has had is akin to the number of men that have conquered her, while men aren't subject to the same reasoning. Sex is viewed as a battle, and men and women are viewed as the opponents. Except this is not a fair battle because men are equipped with armor to protect them, and they also have swords to fight with, while women have no weapons to fight with. All they have is armor to defend them. Men expect women to just lay down their shields and submit to their strength. So in battle, an opponent that has suffered a lot of defeats is actually viewed as weaker and therefore less valuable. For women, the more sexual partners they've had is viewed as the number of people who have conquered her. And it is this patriarchal understanding of sex which has led modern astrologers to associate Mars with sex. Traditional astrological thinkers predate patriarchy, and thus their understanding of sex was not influenced by these things. So traditional astrologers from the Hellenistic period were influenced by North African, South Asian, and West Asian cultures, as well as Greek culture. And these indigenous cultures viewed themselves through a collectivistic lens, prioritizing human nature and human need as opposed to human domination. And this philosophy was incorporated into the minds of traditional astrologers. And so traditionally, Venus, not Mars, rules sex. In order to conceptualize Venus as the ruler of sex, we actually have to broaden our understanding of Venus altogether. Venus is not just the ruler of love, beauty, and peace. Venus also rules pleasure. So in contrast, Mars, as the ruler of war, operates in a perpetual state of scarcity and lack. And it is this state of lack which fuels Mars to go after its basic needs. A desperate person will attempt almost anything to get their basic needs met. Now, Venus, on the other hand, exists in a constant state of abundance. As the ruler of harmony, opposing forces in life can only be balanced when both parties have their basic needs met. A person who has been well cared for does not have to go out and hunt for their survival. Thus, they have more free time in their days to invest in creativity and pleasure. If you remove the oppression of women from sex, you see that both men and women were able to enjoy and explore their sexuality without much restriction. And so sex was never meant to fulfill any purpose except for just plain old pleasure. Puritanical beliefs have warped our perception of sex, leading us to believe that sex is only for reproduction. But the purpose of sex has always been, plain and simple, just to feel good. So sex offers us two things, and that is to enjoy the actual physical bodily sensation of being sexually pleasured, and it offers us another alternative to connecting with another person. And so Venus is a planet that seeks to feel good and to unify things. So it makes sense that Venus is the one that rules sex. Once you attach an opportunistic goal towards sex, it becomes something of the nature of Mars. Every soulful artist knows that the minute that you have like a goal attached to creating an artwork, you lose that inner flow of the creative process. Similarly with sex, if you use sex as a means of reproduction, then the actual element of pleasure is lost. If you use sex for domination or to improve your own self-esteem, then again, that element of pleasure and of like actual full sexual enjoyment is lost. And if there is any other motive attached to sex, whether it's like conscious or unconscious, then that puts sex in the domain of Mars. But when you think of sex as a means of unification, either to reconnect you with your actual body, like through masturbation, or to connect you to the body of someone else, then sex becomes something of Venus's nature. This is why Venus is the traditional ruler of sex. Now, if you want to learn more about sex and astrology, like which house rules sexuality in your house, or how to know what someone is like in bed based on astrology, go ahead and click on this playlist right here. Or if you'd like to book a reading with me, my Etsy shop is linked below. But make sure you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up before you go, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!